During last week, Duane Washington Jr. was traded in the NBA, left his current club Partizan Belgrade, played a couple of NBA preseason games, missed the EuroLeague opener, got waived by the Hornets, and now is set to return back to the Serbian club. Okay, let me back up for a second. If you've been following European basketball, or especially the EuroLeague, you know that Washington was one of the 11 Partizan signings this offseason. He played solid in the preseason and had established a role in Željko Obradovic's rotations. But then, seemingly out of nowhere, he gets pulled into the biggest off-season trade in the NBA. The Karl Anthony Towns to New York trade that ended up sending Duane Washington Jr., who was on a two-way deal with the Knicks last year, to the Charlotte Hornets, which obviously shuffled all the cards and raised many questions of what's gonna happen next. We're talking about a guy who was already settled with the idea of starting his career overseas and was locked in with Partizan. And obviously it's not just him, but the whole team, the coaches that had him in the plans for the EuroLeague opener. Literally a day before Partizan plays Baskonia, the trade happens, and now Washington is expected to come to Charlotte to do some medical checkups. Okay, so he gets released by Partizan to go and travel to the United States and then get the thing sorted out, which right away made a lot of Serbian fans confused and sort of frustrated, considering they had no idea if Washington was ever coming back. I mean, one of the top comments on their official statement is this, which when translated from Serbian highlights the words "in case" from this part of the statement, where it says Partizan retains the rights to the player in case of his return to Europe. Anyways, Washington heads to Charlotte and, well, let's just say it's not just a medical checkup as the initial news implied. Instead of debuting on the EuroLeague court, we see Duane Washington Jr. on the NBA court wearing the Charlotte Hornets jersey for a preseason game. Yeah, so at this point, the Serbian fans were really not sure if the American guard was ever coming back. And what happened in his first game is not exactly how you earn the NBA contract. Well, while shooting a three at the end of the fourth quarter, with the score being 2 down, he got fouled and had the opportunity to steal the win with 3 free throws. First one goes in and out, the second one is long, and he is forced to miss the last one to have a chance, but the Hornets don't get the offensive rebound and the game is over. In the next game against Heat, he again got some playing time, only shot 2 for 7 and missed all of his 3-pointers. So I guess considering his performance, the fact that he got cut after the 2 preseason games was not surprising at all. In fact, it was the most likely scenario, and if you read BasketNews.com, you would have known that. Another way of knowing what's most likely to happen in terms of the EuroLeague games is visiting our partner Rabona. I'll leave all the links in the description below. Right, so here we are in the aftermath of this whole roller coaster. Honestly, this kind of a situation raises many questions of how clubs and players are supposed to deal with these situations. Partizan obviously had some insurances in place. From the very beginning, it was clear that they will be receiving a $1 million compensation for this hindrance. I'm sure the thinking was that this money could cover his absence, and if he didn't make the NBA cut, he would still come back to Europe, plus the club would have $1 million more in their budget. And I get it, Washington isn't a starter or some key signing in Partizan, but I just think the market for guards in Europe is quite slim. If the situation went differently, I'm not so sure Partizan would have found a replacement so easily. Just remember the whole Žalgiris and Ignas Brazdeikis situation last season. Žalgiris was set to begin the season with Brazdeikis, but then agreed to let him go to Olympiacos for a €500,000 buyout. But then didn't really find any solid replacement for him with all this extra money, which ultimately impacted their season. Another question is whether Washington won't be affected by this situation in a weird way. I just think when you get a call from the NBA, you go there, travel, then you get cut. It's just a lot of things to deal with before your rookie season in the EuroLeague. I guess only time will tell, but I'm sure if Duane Washington Jr. underperforms in the start of the season or throughout the season, then a lot of fingers will be pointing at this exact story. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like, also show the love and subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you in the next one.